Stream. Are you ready to go? Off we go.
Here we go.
We're live streaming, ladies and gentlemen, episode, I don't know.
34?
34.
Is it?
Yep.
I looked up and it said number 13. Oh, I can't get it. Episode 34 of the chairman of the board. Yeah. This is our little interlude, our little advert at the start.
This bit confuses me every week, Sam.
But you often find it in podcasts, isn't it? They always have like the little adverts. You know, some podcasts, and it fucking annoys me, is like they'll cut like halfway through it in the middle of a conversation to cut to an advert.
Aye.
So we're doing we've got the Joe Rogan method of doing it at the start.
And they don't even like introduce it, like it just like cuts off the podcast. It's like a pre-recorded thing that they just.
Or you ever see those inbuilt ones? There's like Steve Austin.
This is why I don't like this bit, because then you end up talking about something.
Let's just get out of the way now.
Right, Matt.
Maveric Media shop.co.uk. Get a t-shirt, man. Trust me. They're good.
That's it.
Trust me.
That's getting sampled. Right, here we go.
2, 3, 4.
My name is Sam, and that's not all. I got a pretty good show with my good friend Paul. So listen up to the chairman of the board.
Endorsed by 13.
I talk to him, and he talks to me. We talk a lot of shit, but you get it for free. So don't complain, these gadgets cost a lot. So now we're at the end of the song, and everybody knows what's going on. So here we have the chairman of the, yes we have the chairman of the board. Because we're bored.
Bam.
How's it going? Today's guest, Dave. The Dave, number 13.
Wagwan.
Wagwan, bruv.
Wag 2 if you want.
He's back.
How's it going, folks? You miss me?
I did.
I know it.
I miss you. And you're a good guest.
I am.
You're fun.
At least I try.
Yeah, Steve Austin, I was going to say. Steve Austin's podcast. Have you ever heard
roasting in this room,
Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast?
No.
It's like, it's fucking crazy because it's like, he's just Steve Austin. All you hear is his voice, and it's Steve Austin's voice.
What does he talk about? What does he cover? What issues has he got?
I don't really know. I think the ones I've seen, he's got like other wrestlers on.
Right.
And so they talk about wrestling stuff. But the point is that adverts, he cuts to like, he won't cut to an advert. He does the adverts.
Right.
So he'll be like, I'm Steve Austin, get your shaving foam. And, blah, blah, blah. And he like goes on for ages talking about shaving foam.
Like there in the room he does it?
Yeah.
Live, fucking hell.
That's phenomenal.
He kind of makes a joke out of it because he overdoes it to fuck.
Uh-huh.
He's like, you know, whatever brand, Gillette shaving foam, and he goes on Gillette, and he'll say it about 30 times. And GilletteShavingFoam.com. Remember, I'm SteveAustin.com. Gillette Shaving Foam. I'm like,
I actually want to watch I'll listen to this now. I need to check these out.
Oh, they're fucking actually get that. We've got YouTube now. Since the last time you were here, we didn't have YouTube capabilities.
You've not seen the new setup, Dave.
Yeah, now we can play shit.
Yeah, it's an impressive wee setup now. Like.
You've got a wee, like, you've got you're wearing a phase, Dave.
I'm trying to fucking.
Okay, yeah.
Like
my hat.
A phase like the wee Turkish magician's hat. You like my hat?
Just like that.
Just like that was good.
Just like that.
Just like that. He died on stage.
Did he?
Thought it was part of his act.
Holy shit.
It's pretty crazy.
I had no idea.
Aye.
Commercial, they call it in America, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, how do we get? If anyone's put up on YouTube, like, you know, a snippet of him doing the commercial, that'd be great. But
there's 2 M's in commercial.
Is that just what it's called, Steve Austin? The Steve Austin Show. That's what it is.
See, we're plugging Steve Austin. We're great guys.
Steve Austin's awesome.
The Steve Austin Show. It must just be that. Okay, I'll put.
All right, everybody, thanks for downloading the Steve Austin Show Unleashed. Everything coming at you but the kitchen sink.
Like
Nobody's safe.
Long.
And I'm fixing to open up a serious can of audio whoop ass right after I take care of a little legal Zoom biznatch and give a shout out to Ali. He hit me up at questions@steveaustinshow.com, and his email goes like this. Hey, Steve. Just want to thank you for doing 2 awesome cans of audio whoop ass a week. It makes the walk to and from work a lot faster. Ali. Hey, Ali. Thanks for letting me know about your experience with LegalZoom. I'm glad they could help you out and help you with your new business. LegalZoom can help you register your trademark to protect your products and services.
I'm going to stop with that because that's just weird enough here. Steve Austin talking about they can help you with your legal whatever. But if the point I'm trying to make is that he goes on for ages, but that's kind of I don't really want to play it for ages, but yeah. He does that, and it's weird in Steve Austin's voice, like, because it's like you're listening to wrestling. It's like it's on in the background, but he's talking.
It's like
about
a wrestler, like forcing you to get fucking legal advice.
He's got one of those voices where it's just like, if you don't buy what he's trying to sell you, he will come
Listen,
in the door
Kenny,
and
spare your
beat you up.
seatbelt in the car.
punch a hole in your neck.
It's like, buy your insurance at GoCompare.com, or I'm coming kick your ass out of your goddamn house. Okay, Mr. Austin. Okay.
That was a good Steve
Calm
Austin
down.
impression. I liked your Arnold Schwarzenegger one. I don't know if that was on the actual podcast.
That was the
Or
test.
may have been before. But yeah. So yeah, we like to get the adverts out the way, which was the point. Which we've done now. It's out the way. MavericMediaShop.co.uk.
We should get some more stuff to sell, Sam. Sell this guy.
What else,
Sold him
what else
before
could we
the
sell?
way. I don't
Are
know.
you trying to fuck up the mic there on purpose?
No, just.
We should get some more stuff to sell, Sam. What about if we just fucking sell this guy?
Is this how it would be signed if I was on a boat? The fucking. Well, I'd be going with it, obviously.
Aye, Paul doesn't know how boats work.
That was all.
Hi, so what's been happening? I haven't prepared anything for this week, so
Nothing at all.
I've been
you're bound to have news.
working on some new material.
Yeah,
Actually,
Should we
yeah.
tell people who Dave is for people that don't know who Dave is?
we should actually. Yeah, I just sort of assumed that everyone will know, but go ahead,
Well,
Paul.
Dave is a rapper / MC
Hip hop artist, I believe they
from
prefer
Scotland, coming from the Stirling area.
Indeed. Yep.
I don't know, big
Rep-
in the scene,
to be represent.
representing the scene.
Yeah.
Work for the scene all day. Yeah.
I mean, aye, I go by number
Get a bit of a
13.
name, a bit of a name for yourself, Dave, are you?
Right here, a point actually. Let's get if
Yeah.
we're getting adverts out the way, right?
Yeah.
www.number13scotland.bandcamp.com.
Yeah.
Totally worth it.
I think the
And it's
last time
awesome.
you were on,
Free download.
had the EP came out?
Yeah, last time I was on.
Yeah. So he's got the EP, Loosely Spoken EP. It's only 4 tracks, but
Yeah.
it's like fucking, like it's a solid 4 tracks. It's really good. Like I listened to it quite a lot. It's
Yeah.
actually really good.
So I've got Loosely Spoken up there, and I've got a 7-track EP that I put out first
Uh-huh.
called 13. That's that's about a year old now.
Aye.
Almost a year. That's weird. That's been out for nearly a year.
And then you've got another one
Crazy how
coming
d-
soon as well.
We've been doing this for longer than like half a year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
man,
weird
I
is
know.
that?
Yeah.
That's a fucking long time.
It
I
is
know.
actually. Yeah.
Time just flies by. We're getting fucking old. I was talking about this the other day, man.
We've both had birthdays on this, eh? I think on both our birthdays we were on the podcast.
Oh, probably, yeah. It happened to be a Wednesday.
Yeah. What would we do if it was Christmas? Would we do it regardless, Sam?
I think we should.
Just like run up for Christmas dinner, like sit here in hats and that, and just eat dinner.
Aye. I've only missed
Fucking
one of
messy,
them.
Just be like,
We've only not done 1 week. And
Yeah.
do you know what? We never even fucking addressed it. It was.
yeah, I know why was. Oh, that was the
It was the
independence
night
craziness going on.
before the referendum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went out to George Square in Glasgow to the rally, and we planned it. You know, we had your brother was going to be on it
Mhm.
and everything. It was supposed to, go ahead, but I kind of fucked up,
That's all right.
and I didn't get back to the house quick enough, and then so it looked like I wasn't going to be here, and then I think you
Aye, I'd made other
managed to make
plans.
other plans and everything. So, but we've only missed one. I mean, that's pretty fucking.
I missed 2 then because I was like there was a night I had to work as well. And I
Aye.
got Ryan Green to come in and fill in.
But
for
that's
me.
sorry. I mean, like I might end up. I was
Which
actually
is
thinking
weird,
of it.
kind of watching it. I was like, do
Then
you know what I
watching
mean?
somebody
It was
else on the
strange,
podcast. Yeah.
aye. It was kind of weird.
But was that maybe just because it was Ryan and you were like, fucking, that looks like me?
Did I do it? Was I there? I can't remember that.
It is hard though. I
Stuff,
mean,
man.
we're only doing this off of our own backs and we're not getting paid or anything, so it is kind of hard to keep up the commitment to it. But I'm enjoying it. I was
Yeah.
thinking about that though. If I ever have to not be on it, like you can obviously still,
Yeah,
Find
I need to
someone
fucking
else
know how to do all the
to do it.
gizmos and that.
because I'm actually going to be missing a show as well.
Yeah, I know. Well, I
on-
was actually thinking about that if I could talk my buddy into doing it, because this is actually my second podcast. I had one like last year, was it? And we did I think we did 5 episodes. It's on iTunes and that. It's called The Rubber Dinghy if you're interested. It was with my buddy Ross, and I was listening to it the other day. I've been listening to it this week actually, and it's nothing like this. It's kind of just fucking weird, but it's quite. I thought it was really good, and I was like, I forgot that was actually fucking really good.
Did you have more structure?
That had no structure. No, it did actually. It had a premise or something, I suppose you'd call it. Like the year before was 2012, and for that year I was having like a baby, right? Like in May. So I thought for this year I'm going to like write a diary. So I wrote a weekly diary every week and I called it the Chronicles.
Yeah.
So then when we did the podcast, I don't know why I was like the Chronicles. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. Try and make it sound cooler than it is.
But it was good, like, and it had like fucking like wee adventures, and there was like I did drawings and shit in it like that, and it just wasn't like it wasn't all just like baby stuff and that. Like it was just like fucking like everything that happened in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then when I was doing the podcast, Ross, I was like, what I'll do is, because we're doing this like a year after, when we record, I'll read a week, like for a year
From
ago.
the
if you know what I
diary,
mean.
yeah, yeah.
And it was fucking pretty strange. But and then
I
I
get
was
it.
listening to that the other night there, and I was listening to an episode, and the episode must have been recorded about this time, because I was listening to it and it was recorded with this friend of ours, and I was telling him, I was like, oh, like my buddy Sam's got a movie coming out, and like I was like, oh, it's a few weeks away, and then I think I was saying to my buddy, and he's like, it was just his birthday, like the guy that was on the podcast, it was his birthday like a day or two before we went and recorded the podcast. I fucking seen today, like his birthday flashed up, it was his birthday day.
Oh,
And that's fucking quite
that's
mad.
been
That's
a year.
like a year ago and a year on again.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
crazy though.
I wonder if there's any like is there any like hip hop podcasts? Is there any like those guys have like a big
Yeah, well,
sort of main one that they all sort of flock to?
I don't know if there's really any sort of big podcasts that people. I know there's a few podcasts out there like Mega Man and Kid Robotic do a podcast.
Right.
Um,
Because I think it's some people should be doing, like, you know, it's not that hard to set up. Like,
Aye.
No.
really, you know.
Like you've went like full force with it. Like you've went balls deep into it, Sam.
Yeah.
Like you've got mics and like an iMac and a big fucking webcams and like a big sound deck and that.
Aye,
Aye.
but I mean, you could do it with just like a
Me and Ross did it off the fucking. We did it off our phone. That was all
mobile
the
phone. Aye.
software. we
And
had
you've
for
got
our phone.
that on iTunes. You know, it's easy
Yeah.
enough to do. I like
Aye.
the visuals. I like it. I like
Aye,
people
it
being
is
able
good.
to see us.
Like I just like.
Good
It was
little
kind of
guys.
quick and easy for his age, you know what I mean, to do it that way. But I don't know. I still think we should try one day and get this on iTunes.
Aye,
Do you know what I mean? Because then that's like part of the thing. Like I always used to listen to, like podcasts when I'm driving to work and stuff like that.
aye.
But like, you can listen to this. Like there's ways to listen to this without fucking watching it as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's
Aye.
easier on if it's on iTunes or something
Yeah.
like that, because then you can just go a walk and fucking
Aye.
whatever.
Exactly, and just
Yeah.
listen to it as you're gone. Yeah.
You know,
Aye, that's it.
but aye, so
I got
yeah.
off a story there, didn't I?
I can't remember what we were talking about before that.
Not sure either.
But yeah, so aye, we were saying like what you've been up to and everything. I think.
Aye, yeah.
Before we-
The new EP.
I'm working on a new EP. It's going to be about 7 or 8 tracks long. I'm looking to release it in about December.
Mhm.
Might be a bit later than that. Really depends on how soon I can get recording and all that sort of stuff. I've got a couple of tracks still to finish on it, but it's going to be telling a story from from the first track right up until the end. Is going
Right.
to be the story of a guy. I don't really know where the premise came from. It just sort of.
All right.
I wrote one track and I liked it. I sat and wrote a second track and it seemed to sort of merge into a story.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And it's the whole EP's coming together as like the story of a man in an abusive relationship.
Right. Don't call it the Chronicles, Dave, because I fucking trade
I'm
on
not-
that shit.
Not calling it the Chronicles. No, I don't want
Right.
to infringe on no copyright or that. You know? But no, I mean it's going to be the tale of a man in an abusive relationship who's basically fallen out of one, went through single period, and then fallen right back into another abusive relationship.
All right.
Had you done like the first song, are you saying, and then you thought that's if you make that a concept for the album, sort of stretch out?
Well, no, there's one track on it that I wrote about a year ago that I think would fit for the start of it, because the start of it's basically going to be about the breakup from the previous relationship,
Right.
and I've got one that I wrote a year ago. It's that sort of premise, so I thought that would fit. But the one that I wrote recently that sort of sprung the idea into my mind is going to be like track 4 or track 5. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's one of the ones where it's like it's more about when he's in the second relationship and in the newer relationship, he's just starting to get to know the
Aye.
woman. You know what I mean? Before the actual abuse starts. You know what I mean? Where there's just little hints of stuff that he's a bit wary
That's
of.
cool.
And that, you know?
Seems like you're dying to like break into fucking rap, but now you're like holding off. You're like, no,
Do you
save
find
it,
it hard to
save
write
it.
a song when you know you've got certain things to say?
Well, sometimes it can be. I mean, there's times when I've been sitting writing with like if I'm sitting with John and Sandy and we're all trying to write a track along the same sort of premise, then it can get a bit. I mean, sometimes I find myself going off on a tangent about something completely different. Like if we're sitting writing about politics, and I'll just start writing about going out drinking, or something like that. Or if they're sitting writing about partying and being up on stage and having a good time at shows, and I'll sit and I'll end up rapping about going and getting high with my mates or something like that, you know. But when it comes to this actual, this is the first time I've actually sat down and wrote them. I mean, I've written most of this EP in the space of like a week and a half.
Oh shit!
You know what I mean, basically just it's actually Weedy describes it as being an intensive writing technique.
Right.
And I tried it out and it does work.
Just blasting through it like when you're in that same state of mind.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, basically just sitting down, picking a stack of beats, sitting down and having a rough idea in your head after you've written one track and going, right, I'm going to go with that. So you just sit there and just write whatever comes to mind and don't, it's like getting it done over the space of like a week. The intensive period is in my opinion, it's about like not looking too much at the actual content, you know what I mean, not looking too much at the actual words, trying to perfect it or anything like that, just putting it down as it comes, you know what I mean,
structured kind of,
and brings a bit more reality to it, because I've not sat there for hours pondering over one line thinking maybe I should change it to something else because it doesn't quite make the point I'm looking for, or that, you know. Like
I was almost going to say to you there, would you ever write something when you're trying to write about obviously a specific situation, and then you wrote something kind of more because it rhymed, and then you're like, that doesn't get me anywhere in the story, does that need to be there, can I change that to something that's more relevant to what's going on?
Well, I often think that, yeah. I often think that, but I've been trying to avoid doing that with this EP.
Because I was listening to it like a while ago. I was listening to who the fuck, oh my days, R. Kelly, Trapped in the Closet. Right? And like I really fucking enjoy it, but the thing I was like listening to it is like it goes right, but I'm like, if you listen to the words, like if you just fucking wrote the words, it doesn't rhyme as a song. Like it's just fucking like words, but he makes it fit to the beat and kind of just writes whatever and makes it fit. And I was like, there's something in that that's kind of like to be admired, I think. Do you know what I mean? But he can like hold a fucking note and then make it fit, if you know what I mean, as well.
Aye.
But it's in the way you say it, I think, as well, which is quite crazy.
Deceptive notes from R. Kelly.
I really fucking like that. That was really good. It's annoying as fuck when it comes off on shuffle, and you're like, what the fuck? He's like halfway through the story. He's like, where is it? He's like fucking on like chapter 18 or something like that. And you're like, bastard.
I much prefer the Weird Al Yankovic cover.
Aye,
what is it?
Trapped in the Drive-Thru.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Aye,
I look quicker to listen to as well, to be honest.
Weird, that was awesome.
Brilliant.
I love all the stuff he's done recently. Really,
aye.
He released like, what was it, a song
every day for a week.
Was
or
it
something
every
like
day?
Yeah. I mean, you're telling me about that.
Yeah.
We done the cover of Iggy Azalea, and I'm so handy. It's brilliant.
I like his fucking aluminum foil.
It's amazing, man.
He is. He's actually fucking.
Aye. He's been on the go for fucking years as well.
Yeah.
I know Weird Al's a genius, and he has been for a long time.
Yeah. Do you think there'll ever be anyone that does what he does that'll come up and top him? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think it's possible.
You can't do it in the same way because that's like his thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's all he does. I do think it's easier writing like when you're trying to be serious, because then you know what you're going to say because it's serious. Or do you think it's easier writing when you're like fucking about, when you're just not giving a shit, because then you don't care really what
you don't have a certain guide.
If it's just supposed to be like, funny or silly or playful, it might be slightly easier to write. Do you think? I don't know.
I mean, I find it easier to write if I've got like a specific, preferably a serious sort of subject to write about. So, I mean, things like there's a few tracks that I've done, Big Balls, for example. That was purely done for shits and giggles because I thought it would sound good. I thought it would sound awesome. I thought it would get a crowd bouncing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wrote that pretty quickly because it wasn't supposed to have any real particular content. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't supposed to be about anything specific.
Smart move though to get the crowd going, and it does.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's got the hook in it so that people, if
you know
they like it, they can sit and sing along to the hook.
Yeah,
and stuff.
and even if they don't, the thing about that Big Balls is it AC/DC that did it? Yeah. If you don't know the song and you hear people sing this, it's not you're not gonna go, oh, I don't know what that is. You're gonna be, what the fuck did he just say? Like, it totally captures your attention either way.
It does, yeah.
Aye. No.
As I say, I mean, it really depends on what sort of state of mind you're in. A lot of times I'll find it easier to write about something serious, but as I say with Big Balls as an example, sometimes I'll just sit down in a couple of hours, I'll fire out something silly and fun-loving type of track, you know.
Aye, that's good.
Aye.
And will you like come up with an idea and you're like, right, shit, I better fucking go and write now? Or will you just be sitting there like, oh, that fucking sounds alright?
Well, I mean, it really depends. When it comes to battles, I tend to try and take an hour or so out of a day.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
Because you've
Like-
got to work towards something kind of thing.
Aye, exactly. Because it's like it's not a case of I'll write it and I'll have it written when it's written, and
Sorry.
I'll have it memorised when it's memorised if I decide to play it at a gig.
Uh-huh.
With a battle, it's you've got a set date, so I take an hour just about every day if I can, sit and write my bars, and once I've got them written, sit and practice them.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got to be more involved when it comes to writing for battles. But I mean, you can take your time when it comes to writing for an EP.
Aye.
Yeah.
As I say, I've had a song that I've had written for about a year. It's just been sitting in a drawer, waiting to be recorded. But I've never felt like I've had something that it would fit on. you know,
Yeah, that's true.
until this, and it just happens that it fits on this. You know.
Yeah. Is that anything to do with that backing track you were playing?
No,
I won't say what it
actually.
is.
No, that's I've actually that's another project that I'm quite excited about starting. I'm going to start working on that next year. It's going to be like probably 13 tracks long.
Ooh.
Each track is going to be based on and about a certain superhero. I
Oh,
mean,
that's pretty cool. I like
so
that.
I'm going to have a beat with like a Batman style
Right,
backing
aye.
track to it.
Yeah.
I've got one that's got it's like a sample of the 1960s Spider-Man theme tune.
Uh-huh.
It's amazing. It's absolutely
I like the
amazing.
sound of that. That's fucking
It's
pretty
phenomenal.
cool.
I've got a hip hop beat remix of the X-Men theme tune that I'm going to do, a track about Wolverine, and like
See, that was the one you played there. That
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you wanted me to unveil that or anything.
the
but
X-Men one.
aye,
Yeah.
that it's fucking awesome.
Aye.
Because it's not just like here's the X-Men theme tune. It's like revamped and
And it
everything.
starts off
It's-
with
That's cool.
and then the beat kicks in. You know, it's just I really like it.
it's
It's a
awesome.
nice heavy trap beat over the top
Mm-hmm.
of an X-Men remix. It sounds quality.
See how you're like really big into like comic books and all that. What did you think of
Aye.
the Flash?
I really enjoyed the pilot. I thought it
Yeah.
was great. I mean, I watch Arrow and I really enjoy Arrow, and it's
Aye,
in the
see
same
that-
universe, and they're going to have crossover
Aye.
episodes and that, and I'm really excited about that prospect. You know what I mean?
Aye, see that was one thing when not to spoil it and whatever, but when he
No,
met
we
with Arrow,
have spoilers in this show. Remember
we
last
do.
week?
We
We
said
have
we're going to have
spoilers in
spoilers.
the show.
We're not giving a fuck about spoilers anymore.
Nah.
But aye, when he met with Arrow, then it was kind of like, aye, there's a cross
Yeah.
platform thing here. But and I didn't know anything about the Flash, about his origins and all
Yeah.
that stuff. And but aye, because I'd mentioned on Facebook, I didn't enjoy it.
So are they
Yeah,
doing
you
a
did,
movie?
yeah.
Are they doing a movie of the Flash as well, or is he getting a TV show?
I have no idea.
But he's definitely getting a TV show, but because it's two different studios that produce them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like if for
Or
example,
are they making a movie?
well, I mean, the Superman Batman movie that's coming up is going to have Cyborg in it. It's going to have Aquaman in it. It's going to have Wonder Woman in it. You know what I mean? And it might have the Flash in it, but it won't be the same guy who's playing the Flash in the TV series.
But I think if they're doing that, like surely, like a lot of them that you like listed there, like obviously I've heard of Wonder Woman, I've heard of the Flash, like the
Yeah.
other ones I've not heard of. But then I'm like, surely they're bigger ones. So should they? Does that warrant them their own movie? Whereas they get like the story about how this person became Wonder Woman, how this person became the Flash.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I like that, and I think for a lot of people, if they're not into the comics, like they would like that as well, rather than just like, who the fuck's this guy?
Yeah.
It's
Like
a good
in-
way of subtly introducing them though as well, lumping them
Aye.
in with. all
But
the
then
other
I don't know.
characters.
It kind of would make me curious. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, well, I don't know how he became the Flash. Do you know what I mean? But I like the idea of the Flash.
But do you know what? Like, and obviously, I mean, if you like, I don't want to be dickish or anything, but when I was watching it, it was like, I don't know if it was necessarily the acting or like the sort of just vibe of it, but it felt like it was made like years ago.
Yeah.
It felt like, well, just, I mean, obviously, if you see the visuals, the special effects and stuff,
Aye.
but like just all the talking between them and all this stuff, like it felt like Lois and Clark. You know, remember like Lois and Clark
Oh,
Superman? It kind of had a wee bit of that kind of vibe to it.
It's
Aye.
more like a drama.
Aye, but maybe I'm just spoiled
Well,
with like you know.
what I think it is. I think is all these programs that are coming out, Arrow's along the same sort of lines. The way I see it is they've taken their storytelling style and their what would they call it? The dialogue style from things like basically based it on Smallville.
Aye.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Because Smallville was, I mean, I've got to be honest, I don't think it was that great, but it was massive.
Aye.
I mean, it was massive. It was hugely popular. I mean, a lot of people enjoyed it, and they enjoyed the way that I can't sit through an episode of it now. It's just like, seriously, will you stop saying the word destiny? Clark, Clark, you are destined to fulfill your destiny because there is something destiny.
What I got put off with Smallville was it just because I watched like the first season and I was enjoying. I was thinking this seems alright. But they started doing like this. Well, I mean, I don't know if they stopped doing it, but in the first season there was like a themed episode where they had like, here's Iceman and Clark has to battle something to do with ice. And then the next week it was like, here's Wind Power Man, or
and here's Bug Guy.
Yeah, and it just seemed like they were going through like all the elements on the periodic table to try and like derive an episode.
It's like, what could be dangerous or creepy? Water? No. Frozen water? Yes. Go for it.
It's like old Power Rangers baddies just like transposed into
kind of.
Superman
Well, I could
baddies.
totally imagine the Putty Clan.
The what?
I could totally imagine the Putty Clan
Putty
in Smallville.
Aye.
That would be amazing.
Aye.
But yeah, no, exactly. But I mean, that sort of faded out as it go into the later seasons.
Oh, I'm getting told it's
What's
all
that?
fucked. I don't know if it's the sound or
What's fucked?
I don't know.
You've broke it, Sam.
Oh shit!
You've broke it.
See, I don't want to put it on there. Hold on, guys. Do we just check the sound and everything?
Wait a minute. I might as well fucking look at my gadgets as well.
Aye.
Looking at my gadgets.
If I can get the video to see.
Let's see what's the matter with it.
Oh fuck. Okay, 2 seconds, guys. We're just going to try and sort this. We're not even an hour in. It shouldn't be fucked. I wonder if that's just the volume's up too high or some shit. God, it's taking ages to load.
I've had a brilliant idea.
What's that?
Change the name of the show to Technical Difficulties.
Chairman of the balls in it up.
Chairman of the balls in it up. If there's problems with it, I don't know why that is. I've no idea. Alright, here this should load. What were we talking about before all this shit happened anyway?
We were talking about the Flash
Yeah.
and how Smallville used the word destiny too much.
That's right.
When he's in the second relationship and in the newer relationship,
It's just that it's kind of blurry. Is it like an audio problem, guys? I'm not sorry.
That's not live.
Aye, it's like
There's a delay.
That's quite a good delay, though, eh?
That seems fine to me. I don't know. People are messaging us saying it's
What's the
fucked up.
problem?
Seems alright to me.
Hands flex.
Sorry for the interruption there.
Anyway, as I was saying, you said Smallville. It's very episodic to start with.
Aye.
That sort of fades away as they get into later seasons and they become like you get like the more serious threats that sort of hang about and sort of.
But even I saw
things from
images from like the end of Smallville, where it was like, because I was thinking he'd be in the suit and everything.
No.
And did that not annoy you a little bit?
No.
No.
He, the lad who played Clark Kent, straight up refused to wear the Superman outfit. They wanted to have him in it by about season 8.
All right.
Alright.
But he was just like not interested. So that's why they give him like he had the red leather coat with the S on the front of it and stuff like that.
Why did he not want to?
He didn't want to play Superman. He wanted to play Clark Kent growing up to be Superman. He never actually wanted to play
Because when
Superman.
the show goes
right,
on for
right.
that long, it's going to be a point where it has to become Superman. Do you know what I mean? When he's going for like 8 seasons, that's like 8 years of somebody's life.
Well, yeah, I mean, as far as I remember, and as you say, we don't care about spoilers on this show, but as far as I remember, the last episode, it's like it ends at the end of season 10, and the last episode of season 10
seasons, fucking
yeah,
hell.
the last episode of season 10, the end of it, you see him flying up into space, and they've basically computer generated the suit onto him.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? And then he flies off away again, and that's
Yeah.
it.
And so does he move to like the big city, like and work for?
Well, he
like, the
he does all
Daily
that,
Planet and
yeah.
He does that. I mean, he
That's
moves,
fairly early on.
he moves to Metropolis in like season 3 or season 4 of Smallville.
Oh my god!
Something like that.
But then I suppose then it's not Smallville though, is it? It's fucking. Then it's just Superman.
Aye, that's right. No,
Well, yeah.
that's a fair enough point. If they put the suit on him, then it is just Superman.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Aye.
Although I did feel like, I mean, I didn't watch it, but I did feel like, after 9 seasons, or like, it wouldn't have been so bad if the last season was, here's
Full
the
on
suit.
Superman.
'cause it's
like
the-
fighting. Lex
I was-
Luthor was in it.
Aye.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I said Lex Luthor there.
Lex Luthor was in it from start to finish.
Yeah.
Aye.
All the way through, they portrayed him as being a friend to Clark Kent through a lot of his youth and all that sort of stuff. And as they grew up together, they started to distrust
I just don't.
one
I,
another.
don't, I just
and
don't
stuff.
like it when like they fuck about with the story with things. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like when they did the new Superman movie or the last Superman movie, like the story of how he became Superman was completely different from any other way that I'd seen it being told before.
Aye. I don't know. I watched The Flash, though, and I was looking forward to it. And then, I don't know, there was something that just didn't sit with me after watching it. And I don't know what it was, but it was certain things like the whole thing about, like, they unveiled the costume and all that.
yeah.
I just think it's been done to death in like other in movies and things like that. So it was kind of like you knew it was coming,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was just but I think because I was just expecting it to go that way, and then it did go that way. I just felt like they just did it the way that everyone would expect it to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the guy who'd done the Flash's costume, you could feel the build up to his line where he turns around and goes, "Well, I've been working on something," and
Yeah.
then it's like, yeah, that's what he says, and then it cuts to he's been working on something, which I found a plot hole in it as well, because when
Yeah.
he goes to talk to Arrow says to him, like, he says, "I'll give you the advice that you gave me,
Aye.
wear a mask."
Wear a mask, yeah.
But then the guy who was working on the suit had already incorporated the mask, so Arrow telling him to wear a mask kind of
Aye.
didn't need to be.
Mm.
I found the plot hole. Dave's not
That's
happy
true.
now. He's like, you fucking ruining my show.
No, I mean, I can honestly point out plot holes. That's one of my favourite things, is sitting there picking holes in things that I enjoy.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly, it's fantastic.
So how did the Flash become the Flash?
Right. There was an accident involving a super collider, which created a thunderstorm, a big electrical storm, which caused an explosion in the laboratory that he was in, and the chemicals that were involved in said explosion, along with the lightning, according to this particular story, allowed him to tap into what's called the speed force,
Right.
which basically means that he can travel at whatever speed without creating any air friction.
That's quite cool.
I like what they did do actually with that whole thing, because was that all true to like the comics and everything like that?
Pretty much, yeah.
Because one thing that they did do, I mean, they pretty much implied it. It wasn't necessarily like flat out said, I don't think, but the cloud that was generated after the big
Yeah.
explosion, they said like he wasn't the only one that it affected.
Yeah.
Right.
So it it sets up there being for every episode
Body.
different bodies with different abilities and all this kind of
Oh,
stuff.
It's basically I'm waiting for it to throw Professor Zoom at us. I'm expecting that to happen pretty soon, really,
But
because
this
he's like the anti-Flash, if you know what I mean.
Right, right.
right.
Basically,
Professor
See,
Zoom. That's a
I-
pretty crazy name.
I don't know any of the characters or anything like that.
No.
As
So
well.
he runs about in a yellow suit with a red lightning bolt across his chest. And he basically
Right.
looks exactly the same as the Flash, only
So was
angrier.
he then? Do you think the person in the beginning of the episode that like there was a sort of version of Flash in the beginning that he saw as a boy?
killed his mother?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean, it might be. It was in the original canon,
Right.
if I remember correctly. It was.
So
Professor
probably.
Zoom had done it in the original story. Yeah.
So no, but I did like that because I think with Smallville as well, there was a lot of at the beginning of every new episode was like you saw the accident that somehow created
Yeah.
another supervillain. Whereas it just felt like, all right, all these guys they're just supervillains. There's just accidents happening all the time that's creating all these supervillains.
I think this
Whereas,
is my
like-
problem with it though.
Well, but Flash they will attribute all these new supervillains to the one thing that happened. So
Yeah.
it's kind of it's justifiable then.
Aye. Oh, well, see, it's justifiable in the Flash. It wasn't justifiable in Smallville, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Because in Smallville, they said that it was because when he came down, it was in a meteor shower, and
Yeah.
it brought shitloads of kryptonite.
Oh, that's
along with
right.
him,
That's right.
And kryptonite to people is a stone.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just a green glowy stone.
Aye.
It does absolutely nothing. It doesn't give you any stretchy arm abilities. It doesn't turn you into somebody who can stick to walls and pretend to be a spider. It doesn't. All it does is weaken Superman.
Yeah. But
And
they've made it, and they changed the properties of kryptonite to be this
yeah,
thing that.
changed the properties to be something ridiculous. They invented black kryptonite, if I remember correctly. They
Right.
invented black kryptonite for the show. They implied that shitloads of it came with him to Earth, which makes absolutely no sense because, I mean,
Well, he wouldn't have survived.
why would the ship be carrying parts of the planet with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute though, I'm confused. Was Superman, when he was on Krypton, was kryptonite still?
His home planet's made of kryptonite.
So he was fine with it, but there's something when he's on Earth that fucks with him.
Well, I mean, the thing is, right? What they
I'm interested. Yeah.
what they show you a lot of the time in incarnations of Superman is that when kryptonite shows up, he suddenly appears weakened, and it's like he's feeling sick and all that sort of stuff, and he's dying, which makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
Because if his home planet is made of kryptonite,
Yeah.
right, it doesn't get his power from the sun like he does on Earth. You know what I mean? So he's just, when he's at home, it's a kryptonite. He's just like you and me. He's just a normal average person.
So the kryptonite's not actually like killing him; it's just making him normal.
Human essentially, yeah.
Ah.
That's all it's supposed to do. But when you see him, it's like somebody shows up with kryptonite, and he's like, "Oh my god!" and you see like green veins flowing up everywhere. It's just like, no, no, fuck off.
Oh, that's pretty clever.
You know what I mean?
Aye.
It's just when this is one good point in an absolutely terrible movie, but Superman Returns, the one with Brandon Routh in it.
Yeah, I actually like that movie.
He stops the plane.
See, look how polar opposite we are. Like,
when Lex Luthor is basically, he's got a block of kryptonite there and he's just kicking the shit out of Superman.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense because Superman's just a guy taking a kick in there.
Yeah, yeah.
And when he stabs him with a kryptonite knife, you know what I mean?
it's like a guy getting stabbed.
That also makes sense because it would just be like a guy getting stabbed.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why don't people like that movie? I never understood it. I know it got like really bad reviews. It got like slated, and there's probably reasons. But I remember going to the cinema and thinking that was cool. You got to see him like fucking holding onto a plane and
I
all
loved
this
that
shit.
bit.
There was loads of cool stuff.
I mean, that's typical.
Aye.
Watch any Superman movie and he stops a plane, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, but then when Superman Returns came out, they had like CGI and everything. They could make it look
Aye.
really good.
See, I was sitting watching and I was thinking, yeah, well, I suppose it's not too bad. And then he lifts an island made out of kryptonite that Lex Luthor has grown in the ocean.
Oh, that's
And
right.
at that point, I just went, nah,
That shouldn't happen.
I'm sorry.
There's-
There's suspension of disbelief, and then there's just, wow. And I'm sorry, I'm no fond for that.
Aye.
Because kryptonite it just turns him into your average, ordinary Joe. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
See
And
that-
your average, ordinary
Oh,
Joe
oh.
can't fly into space.
I've got a message
with a
from
mountain.
Stephen. Your podcast died.
The podcast died. We are not receiving video data for
The bandwidth
for a
is
fast
right.
enough.
I'm going to go into the fucking.
Why
this
is
hasn't
that?
happened before.
That's odd.
That is strange.
Wait, fuck, not that. Come back out it.
I have no idea why that is. We haven't seen that message before anyway. That's a new one, folks.
Sorry, I'm off one as well.
It appears to be jumping in from one bit every time.
Do you know what? I'm going to guess what the problem is. I could be wrong, but these messages are coming from Stephen, and Stephen's internet's been fucking, or like last time I was at his house, we did like
Wait, what was that?
oh right, I was thinking there maybe because Stephen was getting a bad download stream the last time I was round.
Yeah.
Why is that then? What's going on? I don't want to stop it because then that fucks with it.
Yeah.
Why is that? It says we're getting a good.
Receiving video data at a fast enough rate.
To be fair, there was a big delay on the when we were watching on the phones.
Yeah.
Aye, there was earlier actually.
I'm trying to think because we're not downloading anything, so it's
Done a speed test. Tried rebooting and doing a separate done a speed test ? Tried rebooting and doing a separate broadcast with a new link. He's typing again.
I'm not wanting to do that because we tried doing that before and just.
How long did you go without knowing before it faked? Like you messaged me at fucking like
Why is this happening? Why does this always seem to fucking? There's always a problem.
I don't know. Why is it showing live 10 minutes?
Because sometimes it will break up like but ever so slightly.
Aye.
So like 10 minutes ago there would have been a slight glitch, and sometimes it's only like half a second.
Aye.
So like if you watch the episode back you wouldn't even see it. But the stream will know that it glitched at that point, and then it restarts the
It's
time.
just this, like, remember we thought it was that bandwidth thing.
You know what I mean? Before the actual. It's just starting at the same place every time you click on it. I don't know what that's about.
Oh, I don't know. It says their health is good.
Primary stream, we are not receiving video data at a fast enough rate. But then the bandwidth, it's alright. Like, that would be like a fucking different colour, eh?
Yeah. They're not receiving video data at a fast enough rate. I'm not sure why that's our problem. Because I mean we can't increase the, you know, the stream
Video
data.
says fuck.
Hmm?
It says fuck.
I don't know then. I don't know if it's gonna be alright once it's finished.
Is it still recording it though?
Yeah.
Well, if it's still recording, then at least you can watch it back later, folks.
Yeah, I hope so. It should be fine. I mean, YouTube should be able to store it, all the data. It just might not be able to distribute it,
Yeah.
you know, fast enough.
What happened to when we did it with Sandy? Was that the time? Remember it fucked up a couple of times with Sandy?
Yeah. What happened when Sandy was on? It was like this shit up here was going orange, and like
Oh, aye.
and this bandwidth bit over here was like fucking up and everything, and
And then the time
this see how this went up to 12 minutes here.
Yeah.
This like kept resetting.
Aye.
Like it would go maybe a minute and then it would like reset. So the fact that looks normal, hopefully we'll be fine. It's hard to tell. I wonder if we can actually get a preview, public view.
When he's in the second relationship, still in the newer relationship, he's just showing starting to something get that happened. Get to know the
Aye.
woman. A while back. You know what I mean? Before
That's at 14
before
minutes,
the actual
yeah.
abuse starts. You know what I mean? Where there's just little hints of.
Oh, fucking technical problems, man. Means it's stuck at. Sounds like you want. Jesus Christ,
That's
yeah.
ages ago.
2 intros. Someone says, first time I've got this live, awesome. And we're
Yeah.
fucking up.
Fucks up.
I have no idea why. I don't know, I mean, do you want to stop it and lower the settings and try again?
Steven says his downstream must be garbage. I don't know what that means.
Alright, well, the last time I was at Stevens, we checked it, we went on a speed test, and his downstream was sitting at like 1 meg, and he was trying to sort out with like his service provider and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if that was what the problem was, but we are getting a message there that says primary stream, we are not receiving video data at a fast enough rate.
You're going to love live.
Well, do you know what it says there? Your viewers may experience something wrong, but
I mean,
hopefully once it's, because it says up there as well, health is good. So
says
hopefully
the
once the
stream
whole,
stats is good, it says the bandwidth is good as well.
I'm going to take a chance and just go with it, and hopefully by the end of it, it will be a complete, podcast. It'll be 2 hours. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
If it's not, then
I'll
always
come
have
back in a week.
Yeah, we can always have you on again, like, and we can try and work out why the fuck that happened.
Fair enough.
So aye, let's just go with it. Fuck it. No point dilly dallying any longer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Superman.
You said about aye, where was that about Superman actually?
You're saying how he was
That's a good
bullshit
point.
because he lifted up an island.
Aye, when he's near kryptonite, he's just a
Stream. Are you ready to go? Off we go.
We're live streaming, ladies and gentlemen. Episode, I don't know, what was it?
34?
34.
Is it?
I looked up and it said number 13. Oh, well, I can't get it. Episode 34 of the Chairman of the Board. Yeah, this is our little interlude, our little advert at the start.
This bit
which
confuses me every week, Sam.
but you often find it in podcasts, isn't it? They always have like the little adverts. You know, some podcasts, and it fucking annoys me, is like they'll cut like halfway through in the middle of a conversation to cut to an advert.
Aye.
So we're doing we've got the Joe Rogan method of doing it at the start,
And they don't
just
even
getting
like
the fucking-
introduce it, like it just like cuts off the podcast. It's like a pre-recorded
Yeah.
thing that they just.
Or do
stick in the
you ever
middle
see
of it.
those inbuilt ones? There's like Steve Austin.
This is why I don't like this
Yeah.
bit, because then you end up talking about something.
Let's just get out of the way now.
Right, Matt.
Maveric Media shop.co.uk. Get a t-shirt, man. Trust me. They're good.
That's it.
Trust me.
That's getting sampled. Right, here we go.
3, 4.
My name is Sam, and that's not all. I got a pretty good show with my good friend
You just
Paul.
stumbled.
So listen up
You just
to the chairman of the board.
Endorsed by 13.
I talk to him and he talks to me. We talk a lot of shit, but you get it for free. So don't complain, these gadgets cost a lot. So now we're at the end of the song, and everybody knows what's going on. So here we have the chairman of the, yes we have the chairman of the board. Because we're bored.
Bam.
How's it going? Today's guest, Dave. The Dave, number 13.
Wagwan.
Wagwan.
bruv.
Wag 2 if you want.
He's back.
How's it going, folks? You miss me?
I did.
I know.
I miss you. I think you're a good guest.
I am.
You're fun.
At least I try.
Yeah, Steve Austin, I was going to say. Steve Austin's podcast. Have you ever heard
Roasting in this room,
Stone
Sam.
Cold Steve Austin's podcast?
Nope.
It's like, it's fucking crazy because it's like, he's just Steve Austin. All you hear is his voice, and it's Steve Austin's voice.
What does he
Yeah.
talk about? What does he cover? What issues has he got?
I don't really know.
Pass a week. It makes the walk to and from work a lot faster. Ali. Hey, Ali.
Ali.
Thanks for letting me know about your experience with LegalZoom. I'm glad they could help you out and help you with your new
an
business.
advert.
LegalZoom can help you register your trademark to protect your products and services. They can
I'm going to stop there because that's just weird enough hearing Steve Austin talking about they can help you with your legal whatever. But if you know, the point I'm trying to make is that he goes on for ages, but that's kind of, you know, I don't really want to play it for ages, but yeah.
That's
He does that,
phenomenal.
and it's weird in Steve Austin's voice, like, because it's like you're listening to wrestling. It's like it's on in the background, but he's talking
It's
about
like a
fucking-
wrestler like forcing you to get fucking legal advice. That you say
He's got one
shit
of those
like that.
voices where it's just like, if you don't buy what he's trying to sell you, he will come
Listen,
to your door
Kenny,
and
spare your
beat you up.
seatbelt in the car.
punch a hole in your neck.
It's like, buy your insurance at gocompare.com, or I'm coming kick your ass out your goddamn house. Okay, Mr. Austin.
That was a
Okay,
good Steve
calm
Austin
down.
impression. I liked your Arnold Schwarzenegger one. I don't know if that was on the actual podcast.
You
Yeah.
like my head?
Just like that.
Just like that was good.
Just like
eh?
that.
Just like that. He died on stage.
Did
They
he?
thought it was part of his act.
Holy
Aye.
shit.
It's pretty crazy.
I had no idea.
Aye.
Commercial, they call it in America, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, how do we get? If anyone's put up on YouTube, like, you know, a snippet of him doing the commercial, that'd be great. But
There's 2 M's in commercial.
Is that just what it's called? Steve Austin, the Steve Austin show. That's what it is.
see, we're plugging Steve Austin. We're great guys.
Steve Austin's awesome.
The Steve Austin show. It must just be that. Okay, I'll put.
All right, everybody, thanks for downloading the Steve Austin Show Unleashed. Everything coming at you but the kitchen
Good, that's
sink.
like fucking
Nobody's
50 minutes
safe.
long.
And I'm fixing to open up a serious can of audio whoop ass right after I take care of a little LegalZoom biznatch and give a shout out to Ali. He hit me up at questions@steveaustinshow.com, and his email goes like this. Hey, Steve, just want to thank you for doing 2 awesome cans of audio whoop.
I think the ones I've seen, he's got like other wrestlers on.
Right.
And so they talk about wrestling stuff. But the point is that adverts, he cuts to like, he won't cut to an advert. He does the adverts.
Right.
So he'll be like, I'm Steve Austin, get your shaving foam, and he like goes
But he
on
just
for
does it,
ages
like-
talking about shaving foam.
Like there in the room, he does it.
Yeah,
Live. Fucking
yeah.
hell.
That's phenomenal.
He kind of makes a joke out of it because he overdoes it to fuck.
Uh-huh.
He's like, you know, whatever brand, Gillette shaving foam, and he goes on Gillette, and he'll say it about 30 times.
Aye.
And GilletteShavingFoam.com. Remember, I'm SteveAustin.com. Gillette Shaving Foam. I'm like,
I actually want to watch the. I'll listen to this now. I need
He's
to check
quite
these
funny,
out.
man.
oh, they're fucking actually get that. We've got YouTube now. Since the last time you were here, we didn't have YouTube
You've
capabilities.
not seen the new
No.
setup, Dave.
Yeah, now we can play shit.
It's an impressive wee setup now. Like,
You like you've got a wee like you've got you're wearing a fez, Dave.
I'm trying to fucking.
yeah. I like
Fez.
my hat.
A fez like the wee Turkish magicians have.